no, this new album, this is it's a good thing to see you too, but this album is so great. I love a theme.
Oh, yeah.
So what, I hear it was Francis Ford Coppola that kind of inspired the theme, right?
It was. These are songs that I've had in my mind for a long time. As a singer, like, I've always loved film, and I've always loved the marriage of music and film, and how a film can help a song, how a song can, you know, elevate a film. And so, you know, but doing an album like this is scary. You want to, you know, obviously honor the songs and do them justice.
Yeah.
So Francis Ford Coppola, he asked me to sing the Godfather theme to him when he was honored at AFI in LA, the American Film Institute.
Yeah.
And I'd never thought of singing that song. And something about singing this song in Sicilian with the violin and the accordion, and I'm in front of him, and I'm in front of, you know, De Niro and Scorsese and all these other people there.
Damn.
And it was just like,
Don't
it was no.
It's like, you're like, it's gonna go slow. I'm sure you did it.
Fine season, am I right?
Exactly. What are they gonna do?
It was a powerful moment. And I thought, you know what, maybe this is the right time to sing these songs. And so, so that's on there, and a lot of others I love very much.
Yeah, it is such a treat, you know, to get to sing certain songs that are nostalgic for people, but also just, they're like characters in certain films.
Totally.
They're a totally different character, and it is such an honor to get to sing certain ones.
And you know, as somebody who interprets things so brilliantly, that, you know, to be able to honor these songs, to be able to make them your own, and to put your own stamp on it is almost scarier than releasing your own new music. It's something that you really want to get
more
right.
Pressure.
Totally, and people have such an attachment to this music, and so it was really important we really got it right.
Yeah. Your dad joins you on this.
Yeah, and he does,
plays trumpet.
Yeah, my dad, Jack, he's turning 80 this summer, and he's...
Where is this? Is that where he lives?
Yeah, actually, they live on an island. They're off there, off the grid.
Oh my God, I want to live with your parents.
They live near a farm. They are off. I grew up in Los Angeles, but now they're out in the woods, and you know, the animals love him. That's a perfect picture to describe how great my dad is. But you know, back when he played trumpet all through college, and he was amazing. I've got like one album of his when he played back in his 20s, and you know, he kind of felt back then, you know, that maybe going into music wasn't the most stable job, and so he kind of sacrificed that to do stuff that would allow for my brother and I to have, you know, the opportunities that we now have to follow our dream.
Yeah.
So we both love the song Moon River, and I knew we were doing a session.
Because you have ears,
We just, who doesn't love that song? And I said, Dad, did you used to play Moon River as a kid? And he goes, yeah. In college, I used to play it at birthdays and bar mitzvahs, all kinds of things. And I said, you know, if I gave you 3 weeks to rehearse this, do you think you could do it? And he goes, well, I could get out the old trumpet, let me give it see if the lip is still there. And I would call home, and I was like, Mom, how's it going? And I hear, you know, like, oh, he's doing it. He's really doing it. And we brought him into one of the great studios in Los Angeles, Sunset Sound, which was Louis Armstrong's favorite studio. So we got him into this amazing kind of, you know, holy ground for trumpet. And he crushed it. He plays so beautifully on the album, and it's his major label debut. And
with you though, that's the most. That's the cool. Look, I'm a parent, so it's like that's the coolest thing when you do something with your kid, and it's something that you both love, and you get to create something together. Like, just so you know, man, that's like where it's at.
Honestly, I've been doing this for 25 years, and to have a song where I can thank him for the musical DNA, but also just be able to say thanks for. You know, for all the inspiration and allowing us to have our dreams. You know, it's a great thing. It's a forever track. It's a one of one for me.
Now I have this vision of your dad on that farm just out there playing.
Oh, man.
Like, you know.
That'll be the music video.
Oh, my God.
It'll be him and 2 goats.
The animals will love it.
Yeah, they will.
They will love it.
They love music. They really do.
They do. That's what I'm saying. They would love it. I want to go wherever they
Don't give him any ideas. Now that he's out in the world, his head has gotten so... oh, my God, it's...
I was going to say, though, it would have been funny if he would have picked up the phone whenever you called, hey, you want to do this? It took you long enough.
That's exactly right, yeah. He was very demure about it, but secretly he's going, finally.
Yeah,
you know,
my moment.
My moment.
Tickets for both his summer tours are available online, and you can find his new album, Cinematic, out now wherever music is sold. Well, congrats, you also got your star on the Walk of Fame. Yeah.
I did.
That's exciting. Where'd they put you?
They put me, in a really cool spot of LA that I used to go to my whole life. I grew up in Los Angeles, so they put it just like a mile away from where I grew up. It's right in front of Amoeba Records, which is a great record store in LA.
Yeah.
And just down the street from the Pantages Theater, where I saw, you know, like Riverdance in 1996. It was like it was my place where I'd see things. So To be there surrounded by my friends and family and colleagues and to have that immortalized in my hometown was just like the most special. It was a really, really lovely day.
Yeah. I remember I was excited. I was so excited about this star, but I was more excited because I was by Deadpool and Harry Potter.
Hell yeah.
I was like, this so explains who I am as a human.
Totally, it's right there.
Like, I'm both, you know?
Yeah, absolutely,
oh my God, just so wrong, everything that comes out of my mouth, but magical, you know? I was like, you could not have picked a more perfect spot.
I love that.
Josh Gad spoke at yours,
He
right?
did.
You've known him since college.
Since college. Josh and I were freshman students together. Look at us, look at us, babies. Absolute babies. They joked, they called me like the turtleneck king. I had the same turtleneck that I wore every single day. Leslie Odom, the great Leslie Odom Jr. was also in our class. And
what an amazingly talented class.
I always joke about this because like we all came from our theater classes around the country where we were all like the hot of our schools.
Like the lead.
Yes.
Who was the lead
and then
in that
we all
scenario?
went to our freshman class and we were like, oh no. Like now we have to bring it. Like because we all were that for our schools.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I mean Josh and Leslie Odom and Rory O'Malley, Katie Mixon, like a who's who of absolute legends. And so yeah, but Josh and I go way back. It's been so fun to see his meteoric rise and for him to make time and give a speech. Him and my friend Ben Schwartz and David Foster, also my producer and mentor friend, spoke. So yeah, it was really great. It was really fun.
No, wait. David said something funny. He said something funny. It was like, you have horrible musical taste. And I was like, well, he chose to work with you. Like, what are you saying?
He loved the stuff that we did together, of course. He didn't like that I would always be like, hey, have you heard this like weird indie Brooklyn band? Like he's, you know, it's like somebody just like scratching a wall to techno music. I liked really weird eclectic music. I would listen to,
I don't think that's weird.
No,
I think
for me it's not.
Yeah,
I grew up listening to like Bjork and Radiohead and I played him all these things. And he's like, all right, back to high notes. Let's go.
But wait, Bjork and Radiohead, perfect example of symphony and orchestral and like,
absolutely.
That's like cinematic.
And a lot of those influences actually wound up in those early albums with him. Little did he know. But but no, he always gave me a hard time of just like,
it is fun though in this industry working with people that are even like Jason and I, we first started working together. We're so different. There were things we had that were similar, but I love that about working with all these creatives, and then you kind of learn about different artists, and it 100%. Inspires you to go a different direction, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up listening to absolutely everything, world music, electronic music, and then I woke up and I sang the way I sing. And so you try and find ways to weave in the stuff that really got you going into the stuff you make, which is part of the fun.
Yeah, absolutely. You're going to be touring this summer. You got two shows, right?
Yeah.
I love you and Jennifer.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Can you imagine?
J-Hud is just the best.
Of this idea, but I'm like, can you imagine? You're listening to J-Hud and then Josh comes out? It's like...
And we're going to say we did Unchained Melody on the cinematic album together. So we're going to like... That is to me like one of the great songs of all time. So
are y'all both making pottery on stage? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, the front row is going to get splashed. It's going to be like crazy.
So romantic.
It's truly.
No, your voices are both so incredible.
We love singing together, and and so that's going to be a lot of fun. And yeah, and then I'm doing the symphony show, which gives me a chance to just kind of explore all the film and stage songs and stuff I've never done before. And then going back to Vegas after that. So in our mutual home there.
I love. We were talking about it. The
Yeah.
Coliseum sounds so good.
It's such a great venue, and so to have a chance to do all these different styles of show right now, I feel very blessed, truly.
Yeah, it's exciting too for fans to see something different too. That's
you got to keep everybody interested.
Yeah. All right, we need another break, but stick around because Josh has an amazing performance coming up later in the show. You can catch his North American tour with special guest Jennifer Hudson in June, and his stage, screen, and symphony tour in August. His new album is called Cinematic, and it's out wherever you buy your music, so go check that out.